show you guys how to find a projected 1 rep max, as well as utilize that for a training max. So if you're on a percentage-based program, I like this app. It's just 1 rep max from Vandersoft. So whether you're using pounds or kilos, whatever, typically what we'll do as we start a program, we might do a rep max testing period. So what we're looking for here is a good competition standard. So if that's squat, that is below parallel reps. Again, utilizing all the rules and that sort of thing for bench press with all commands, a good clean pause, buttocks on the bench, good foot position and contact for all 3 lifts. And then for the deadlift, we want to have some sort of dead stop rep. They don't need to be full resets, but make sure they're not bouncing and they're not touch and go. And that'll give us the most accurate kind of view. And then if you are a stronger lifter, try to do this without straps. If you're doing like more than a set of 5, that's kind of debatable. But ideally, contest equipment, contest standard. And you could do this for squat, bench, deadlift. You could also do this for, squat with wraps or in sleeves, whatever you're doing. There's only time this potentially would not work is if you're an equipped lifter. There could be some different things. But usually for equipped lifting programs, you're not going to be using percentages. It'll be more RPE and other things like that. So for a raw lifter with a percentage-based program, so let's say you on your test you do 405 pounds for a set of 5. This is going to be really handy because it's going to give you kind of a chart of all your percentages. So your projected 1 rep max is about 475, give or take. You'd enter that in here. And then what you would do is what I'd recommend, this is going to be helpful for kind of your starting percentages and things like that. But what I would do is you're going to take somewhere between 90 and 95%. So somewhere between 425 and 445, 450 would be a great place to start in terms of what your training max is. And your training max is going to be what you base your percentages off of. That will make sure you're not too far ahead, and also take into account if maybe you're feeling bad, feeling sick one day, you're a little run down, and then you can slowly kind of build up over time. If you're doing a longer training cycle and you want to stick to, you could start a little bit closer to 90%. If you're maybe not feeling so great, go on the lower end, start lighter and kind of build up. If you are feeling good, you're feeling confident, or maybe you're a newer lifter, then you could start a little bit higher, closer to 95% as far as your starting percentages. And then these percentages can potentially reset every time you do a rep max and every time you kind of test at the end of like a 8 to 12 week cycle of training. You can kind of reset your training maxes again if you're using a percentage-based program. So what I could also do here, so let's say I want to use my training max as 455. I could still use this app to, let's say I want to kind of set 450 as my training max. Now I could also use this app to kind of, so if I have any percentages for this lift on the program, if I'm doing 70%, 65% for certain lifts, and this could be also kind of helpful to kind of gauge your warm-ups and things like that. If you want to, typically your last warm-up before your working set should be within 5% of your actual kind of training load. So this could also be helpful for that. So this could be a really good tool. So again, it's 1 rep max for Vandersoft. Let me know if this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.